You ever get that feeling that something is off, but every time you try to explain it, it sounds too small to matter? That was me, at first. I moved into a quiet neighborhood thinking I finally made it in life. Small house, decent rent, peaceful street, or so I thought. Everything was normal for the first week. Kids playing in the distance, birds in the morning, no drama. Then I met my neighbor. Let's call him Mr. K. He was odd. Not dangerous looking, not loud, not aggressive, just always there. Every morning when I left for work, he was outside his gate, sweeping the same spot, even if it was already clean. Same movement, same direction, same time, like clockwork. At first I thought, okay, maybe he's just retired and likes routine. But then it got stranger. Because every single time I came back home, he was there again. Standing. Not doing anything, just watching. Not directly, not obviously. But you know when someone is aware of you without looking at you? That. I tried to ignore it. Until one night. I came home late from work, around 11 p.m. The street was dead silent. As I parked, I noticed something. Mr. K was outside, standing in the dark, not sweeping, not moving, just standing right at the edge of his compound wall, looking in my direction. I froze for a second, then I laughed it off. Probably just smoking or something, I told myself. I went inside, locked the door, and forgot about it. Or at least I tried to. 2 days later, something happened. I got home and saw a small plastic bag at my gate. No name, no note. Inside was food. Rice and stew, fresh, still warm. At first I thought it was a mistake. Maybe a delivery guy dropped it off wrong. But something didn't sit right, because I hadn't ordered anything. And nobody in my family had either. That night, I asked my neighbor, Mr. K. I tried to be polite. "Good evening, sir. Did you see anyone drop something at my gate?" He looked at me for a second. Too long. Then he smiled and said, "No one came near your house." Then he turned and walked inside. That was it. Short answer, no explanation. But the way he said it, it felt like he was lying. That night I installed a small CCTV camera I had bought months ago and never used. I pointed it directly at my gate. I wanted answers. And I got them faster than I expected. Because the very next morning, at exactly 3:47 a.m., something happened. I played it back later that day. At first, nothing. Empty street, quiet night. Then I saw movement, a shadow, coming from Mr. K's house. Slow, careful. He walked straight toward my gate, no hesitation. He placed the same kind of plastic bag I saw earlier, food. Then he stood there, just stood, facing my house, for almost 2 minutes, not moving, not blinking properly. Then he did something that made my stomach drop. He raised his hand and waved. At my camera. Not at my door. At the camera. Like he knew it was there. Like he had always known. After that night, I couldn't sleep properly. I kept replaying the footage, again and again, trying to convince myself it meant nothing. Maybe he just wanted to be kind. Maybe it was a cultural thing. Maybe I was overthinking. But then things escalated. Because the next day, the food came again. And this time, it wasn't at the gate. It was inside. Inside my compound. I checked the CCTV, and I saw it. At 2:13 a.m., Mr. K didn't just approach the gate. He opened it. My gate. Slowly. Like he had done it before. No force, no struggle. Like he knew exactly how it worked. He walked in, placed the food near my door, stood there again, looking at my house. Then he leaned closer and whispered something. I couldn't hear it on the footage, but I saw his lips move. And then he left, calmly, like nothing happened. The next morning I went straight to his house. I was angry, confused, shaking a little honestly. He opened the door like he was expecting me. Before I could even speak, he said, "You checked it." I stopped. "What?" He smiled again, that same slow smile. I knew you would check the camera. My heart dropped. I asked him what he wanted, why he was entering my compound, why he was leaving food. And then he said something I didn't expect. He said, "I used to live in your house." Silence. I didn't know how to respond. He continued, "I built part of it. That gate, I installed it. And I never stopped coming back." According to him, years ago, he used to be involved in building and maintaining houses in that area. He said my house was one of his old projects, and somehow he felt responsible for it. That was his explanation. But it didn't explain the entering. It didn't explain the watching. It didn't explain the whispers. When I asked him why he didn't just talk to me normally, he went quiet for a long time. Then he said, "Because you never asked who built your piece." I should have moved out, honestly. But curiosity is dangerous. That night I stayed awake, waiting. At around 2 a.m., I saw him again, approaching. But this time, I was ready. I stepped outside before he reached the gate. He froze when he saw me. For the first time, he looked surprised. I asked him, "Why are you really here?" Long silence. Then he said, "Because you are not the first tenant, and the others never noticed me." That was it. That was the moment everything stopped making sense. Because according to the landlord, I was the first person ever to rent that house. The next morning, Mr. K was gone. His house was empty. No furniture. No trace. Like no one had lived there at all. I checked everything. Records, neighbors, local files. Nothing. Even stranger, no one in the street admitted knowing him. Not even his name. But every night, at exactly 2 a.m., my CCTV still glitches for 3 seconds. And every time it does, I see someone standing at my gate, not moving, just watching.